Hello, my fellow Nixies. We are in the month of July. Half the year is already over. We have been through so much together, and I'm happy that we all stuck around and came through. I would like to address the status of our nation domestically, but first, I would like to sincerely apologize for missing on addresses for a few months because of the ongoing actions on Twitter. That is all in the past now. We must now press for the future. Let them cry, let them whine, let them slander, but our queendom, the queendom of Nyx, will not go away. That ain't gonna happen. Because what they do not realize is that the more engagement they give us, the higher chance we will be noticed and recognized. So I'm going to instead thank them for giving us more engagement. Thank you. Now, on to domestic status of our nation. And before I continue, for the sake of time, there will be separate videos for each month that I miss. So for this particular address, I will address the domestic status of what happened in the month of April. And then after the month of April, there will be a separate executive speech regarding the month of May. And then so on and so forth. So until we reach July. So I apologize for that, but at least it'll make the speech a lot shorter than just adding on to the entire speech for every month that I miss. So it'll be a lot shorter. I'm sure you understand that. So let's move on to the month of April. So let's pretend we went back in time. What happened in April, Prime Minister Austin? Well, in the month of April, we had a national vote to decide on the new meeting schedule for the Nixie unicameral. It started out as House Bill 16 in the 2022 regular session. The legislators, including myself, could not find a compromise until Her Majesty decided to give the vote to the people instead on two options to have it on. Oh, sorry, I'm reading that wrong. How I supposed to say it was decided to give the vote to the people instead on two options to have it on either Monday or Saturday and at any time I can't speak, sorry, at any time of day. The two-thirds majority of you Nixies have decided that Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be our new meeting schedule every 2 weeks every month. So from now on, every 2 weeks on a Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the unicameral will be in session. Our next unicameral session is scheduled on July 18th. In case you didn't know, that's for the current present sense. That's for present sense. Our next session is July 18th. We have failed our constitutional duties to continue the sessions due to thinking, well, why not we wait till we get a representative elected? Well, that was a mistake, and we apologize for that as well. So on behalf of the executive branch, I apologize. That will never happen again. I am trying my hardest to get the unicameral sessions back in order. Her Majesty agrees with that. So instead of waiting on the election, we continue on. So our next unicameral session will be July 18th of 2022. Let's move on. We also mistakenly decided, excuse me. Oh, what I just said, that was the other part of the script. I have to have a script, everybody. I apologize. Having a script for me, anyway, it's easier for me to speak to y'all. I can't, sometimes in my speeches, I can't really speak my mind and everything, or I'm going to end up forgetting a lot. So that's why I have everything written down. I'm sure y'all can understand. Now, let's move on. In the 3 months, from March to May, this particular part of the speech is more present tense as well as past tense. In the 3 months, from March to May, we have experienced heavy power storms, including tornadoes and strong winds. Thankfully, no Nixies were hurt, and no Nixie property were damaged or destroyed. We are saddened to hear that our American neighbors have faced heavy losses and loss of loved ones. They all have our thoughts and prayers, and our condolences. I pray that they will all get better. We do hope that Governor Beshear of the Commonwealth of Kentucky and the Kentucky General Assembly will do something to help them. Obviously and evidently, they have been doing a lot of things with the tornado outbreak. Victims, and of course, victims of the recent tornadoes. Um, and what I mean by recent tornadoes, we actually did have a couple of tornadoes that hit Iroquois County. Um, yeah, mostly in Iroquois County, and as well as northern Lavender County, near the oh, what is it, Owen the Owen census CDP, the Owen CDP area. If you don't know what CDP means census designated place. So that means that's basically that's an area where our population's at. And the word Owen is from Owen County, Kentucky. So instead of calling it Owen County, we call it Owen CDP, or in full, Owen census designated place. So that's why we call it Owen CDP. There's also Allen CDP. There's also um, Louisville CDP, all that stuff. So it's a new census structure that we're trying to use to specify where our population's at, because obviously in our demographical areas it covers whole states and everything. So CDPs help specify the locations of our citizens. So that's what census designated places are. Um, but yeah, in the recent tornadoes, since none of the Nixies were hurt or any of their property were damaged and such, I mean, obviously, if our American neighbors are hurt or have property damage or anything like that, we were sure to help them and everything. But we actually didn't get that much damage in Iroquois County as we were expecting. I mean, there was damage, but not destructive damage. Houses weren't um, destroyed to rubble. I mean, there was trees that fallen on houses. Let's see, a tree down the street from the palace got struck by lightning. Um, there was definitely a couple. These are three separate times, but there's a tornado that touched down in near the palace, and I mean near as in down the street from the palace, but I guess it never reached the palace at all. There was one. Um, there was one in the east end of Iroquois County. Um, that was going through a highway, and that was actually a pretty big tornado. Um, and then of course, uh, in December we had that big one that came all the way up here, but it ended in Bullitt County, so it never reached us. But that was December. Let's see, I'm trying to remember. Oh, well, I guess in what is it now? July. Yeah, it's July. So this happened a few days ago. I guess I might as well talk about this one too. A few days ago, we almost had a tornado. The local news channels did not call a tornado watch for the area, but there was a severe thunderstorm. However, I was in view of a very, very black, and I mean black as this, black storm shelf moving towards Iroquois County and the other counties within Iroquois County. It was not a healthy storm. Um, it had a funnel cloud in it that was confirmed by Her Majesty, who had a view of the storm shelf as well, and she confirmed there was a funnel cloud within that shelf. Um, that shelf was very powerful. It had a lot of rain, had a lot of lightning, it had a lot of stuff. But I believe that it might have been too dry or too hot, or there wasn't enough strength for that funnel cloud to become a tornado. However, since the local news channels on the American side did not call a tornado watch, uh, the next Delta broadcast has called a tornado watch for Iroquois, Linden, Number 4, Floyd, and Northern Lavender County. So, and we did. We're the ones that called the tornado watch because that did have a funnel cloud, and that could have been a tornado touchdown immediately. So, and we would have definitely told everybody to take shelter. So, yeah. So, yeah. So I was letting you know that was current tense, and then of course the past tense tornadoes. We're all okay. We're our American neighbors are getting by. Um, Thoughts and prayers go to all of them. I hope they're okay. I hope their lives are getting better with all the damages and such. As far as I'm aware, the Kentucky government is helping them. Um, I don't agree to most things of how they're helping them, but they're helping them nonetheless. So at least they're doing something. I mean, I'm not going to complain about them trying to help lives and such. I'm not going to complain about that. But yeah, so let's get back to Knicks. Let's see. Oh, well, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for all of the month of April. And of course, you got a little bit of July in there as well. A little bit of March, a little bit of May, because of the recent weather events that we were having from March to July now. We had a lot of very powerful, significant storms. Um, so, what I'm going to do, I'm going to end it here, my fellow Nixies. I thank you all very much for supporting our movement, for supporting our nation. I believe that all of you can help us make it better, and I want it to be better. We're doing some housekeeping in our government to make it better. So, I will end it here, and I will see you all next time in my next executive address. Obviously, uh, I'll be making separate videos for each month that I miss, and then when the July video comes, I will then say I will see you again in the month of August. So, with that said, um, for the sake of the future tense, I will see you all in the month of August. God save the Queen. Hail the Queen of the Knicks.